Hey everybody, welcome back to another video. Hope you guys have been enjoying the latest videos that have been going around the channel as of late. We're going to be doing something a little bit different, but also a little bit familiar, which is a news roundup video. I haven't done one of these in a long time. I said I wasn't going to do any compilation type videos where I just kind of talk about news stuff, but there's some new stuff that I'm interested in discussing, and I just want to talk about them with you guys. Um, and I'm still keeping to what I said before, which is that we're doing news subjects that only I find interesting. Um, I'm not going to do anything that I think is just kind of boring or something that I just have no desire to really discuss, because it really, I don't think you guys would want to see me just, uh, you know, I don't think you guys would want me to talk about a subject that I'm not passionate about. So we're going to be talking about a few new subjects for today, and then I'm going to do later today or tomorrow. I'm going to do the video on Helena, the whole Alec Baldwin situation. So yeah, so we'll definitely be talking about that this week, because I think I finally have a good sense of the play of the whole situation, and I think I could finally give you guys a little bit of 2 cents on how I felt about it. Um, so uh, yeah, so there's some new stuff going on. If you hear some noise going on in the background, that's just family and just outside stuff. Um, so yeah, so we're just gonna get into a couple of new subjects for today. Um, some of them are a little older, some of them are pretty recent, but again, these are just subjects that I just find interesting and I just would want to talk about. Um, so let's just get into it. So first thing is first. Let's talk about the Chris Pratt thing. Uh, yeah. Uh, so uh, the Chris Pratt situation is interesting, to say the least. Like very, very interesting. Sorry, someone literally just texted me and I had to reply back to them. But anyways, the Garfield situation. Yeah, the Chris Pratt is now Garfield. Yeah, uh, yeah. I never talked about the Mario thing on this channel, because to be honest with you, I was expecting a celebrity, like a lot of the stuff I expect celebrities to be voicing these characters, not legit voice actors. And I'm just gonna and let me just say this right up front, because I actually had when it got into a debate about this earlier today, um, online with somebody. Um, Celebrities are not voice actors. I mean, if you really put it all in perspective, they're doing voiceover. Because for me, a voice actor is someone like Kevin Conroy or Mark Hamill or Peter Cullen. These guys are voice actors. They're vetted. They have a background in it. They're trained in that department, and uh, they can actually do stuff with their voice. It's not like Selena Gomez is coming in and doing voice acting. Selena Gomez, when she comes in and does something, she's just doing her voice, which is like, by definition, yes, she is technically a voice actor, but for what the works that she is doing, it's more or less like a voiceover. Um, so I've heard people say like, well, Chris Pratt is a voice actor, not a legit voice actor. He's a celebrity, and that's the reason why he was casted as Mario, is because he's bankable. Because the Mario Brothers movie needs needs legit names to sell their movie. It's not like Marvel where they can just slap anybody on that film and people will just come and watch the movies regardless, because Marvel is in and of itself a bankable name. Mario Brothers has to prove itself, and it has to build an audience first. So of course you're not going to just throw, you know, uh, real talent uh, up front. You're going to use celebrity names. So you're going to use like a Chris Pratt and a Taylor Joy and all that stuff. So I wasn't super surprised that they were going to go with celebrities with the Mario Bros. Movie. Well, what I was surprised by was that Chris Pratt was doubling down, and now he is Garfield. Um, uh, I know that Chris Pratt said on Twitter, like he did like a video when when he unveiled himself as Mario, that he's going to do some voice work. I highly doubt that that's going to be extensive. I think that's going to be more from a technical point of view than from his own actual delivery, and more so with Garfield. It's going to just be his voice. I think that everyone knows that. It's not going to be anything extensive. It's going to just be him, Chris Pratt, talking as Garfield. I mean, that's it. That's what you're getting in the Garfield movie. And with that news, we're also getting a Garfield movie, a new animated Garfield movie from Sony Pictures. I don't know if it's Sony Pictures Animation or if it's a different company or different division within Sony. I'm not sure. I will admit, I don't hate the Bill Murray Garfield movies. I grew up on them as a kid, so, and I actually think that Bill Murray, despite him not actually loving those movies, and actually, if you read into it, being very confused as to what type of movie he was getting into, I actually think he is a really good Garfield. His voice and his delivery, his sarcasm, I think it really complements the character of Garfield. And I think that is a very, very much so what Garfield is as a character. I think Bill Murray does a really good job as Garfield. For me, I know a lot of people don't really like Bill Murray as Garfield. I think he suits the character pretty well. This is not, in my opinion, this is clearly one of the better examples of somebody just casting somebody just because they're bankable. I mean, that's really it. Because who's going to go see the Garfield movie? I mean, really, who here's going to see the Garfield movie? I might, because I have a connection with Garfield as a kid. I used to watch Garfield a lot. But anybody else, they're not going to care. But they will care now because Chris Pratt is cast as Garfield. Anyone else who is going to take on that role, they wouldn't care. So, yeah, I don't know. It just seems really strange. It seems like he's cashing in. Because I don't even think Chris Pratt thinks he's fit for these roles. I don't know. Because Chris Pratt, it just seems like a really strange choice to me. I don't know. Strange. I mean, it's weird because seeing the direction that they're doing the Mario movie, which we know is like going to be a very comedic take on it. It's not going to take itself that seriously. It's going to fall into the vein of like something of like Jumanji or the Minions movies and stuff like that. It's going to be a very culturally influenced type movie as well. I think it's going to be very much influenced by today's culture, which I hate. I don't like animated movies that are just so ingrained with today's culture. Like they throw in like certain music or say certain slang, like stuff like that. I don't know. It's just, it never was appealing to me. It's just maybe just because I'm just not appealed by my generation's culture. But I feel like that's what they're going to do with the Super Mario Brothers movie. And if that's what they're doing, I can understand why Chris Pratt would be cast as Mario, because that kind of fits. I have a weird feeling that they're going to do the same thing with the Garfield movie, and I'm really not for that. I kind of question why you do a Garfield movie. I mean, I can understand why you do a Garfield show, but doing a Garfield movie right now, I mean, the demand for a Garfield movie is like pretty much non-existent. So I'm kind of questioning why you would do a Garfield movie. Again, I think you probably best as a show. But I mean, I'm down. I mean, again, I liked Garfield as a kid, so I think that between the two castings that Chris Pratt has had, between Mario and Garfield, I think Garfield is much more of a miscasting than Mario, considering the circumstances. Because we know what Mario is going to look like. We know what that movie is going to end up being. It's going to be this comedic, very, like, what's that movie that I saw that annoyed me? Maybe kind of like a Boss Baby type thing. Like, I don't know. Like, it's going to be a very kid-oriented, overly hyper-stylized type thing. With Garfield, I am hoping that It's the complete opposite, but even then, this casting is still not good. Like, no matter how you spin it, I think that over here it's just weird. With Mario, I can see what you can do with Chris Pratt. Over here with Garfield, though, it just seems like um, a really weird choice in my opinion. Um, so, uh, and again, Chris Pratt is not a voice actor. I mean that by that logic, I mean most people in Hollywood are voice actors because most have done animation at some point, or have done a voice acting for something. But again, if you go ask Mark Hamill if he believes that Kevin Hart is a voice actor, okay, just because he voiced a dog in Secret Life of Pets or whatever he voiced in Secret Life of Pets, does not make him a voice actor. He is a celebrity that just happens to do some voice work there and there, but he is not a voice actor. He's not trained. Doesn't have background in it. He's just a celebrity, just to get that movie greenlit. And he's an asset to getting that project greenlit. And the same thing is happening here with the Garfield movie, because there's no way that this thing was gonna be greenlit if Chris Pratt wasn't involved. Let's just be clear. Chris Pratt is the reason that the Garfield movie is being made. So yeah, so I think that that's why. Um, and I don't know, it just seems like a really weird casting. I can kind of get Mario, but Garfield's a really weird choice. So yeah, I'm not really digging that. Um, so yeah, not really digging that casting. So yeah, that's my 2 cents on that. I just think it's a really weird choice for Garfield. Some people see it. Some people think it could work out. I don't know. I just think it looks kind of weird in my opinion. So, and they showed off like an animation still, and it looks fine, but I just can't see Chris Pratt's voice coming out of that. I don't know. It just seems really weird. So, but we'll see. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Let's talk about the Morbius trailer. This just came out today. Um, I really don't know how to feel about the Morbius movie. I've been kind of, just to be honest with you guys, I've been really burnt out with superhero movies lately. I've been really burnt out. I've been seeing like a style that I just been I'm kind of getting sick of, and Morbius is kind of falling into that same repetitions again. It's an anti-hero story. Yay! I mean, we've seen that with Venom, and it reminds me a little bit of that stylistically. Like visually, it looks a lot like Venom. Um, it looks like another superhero story that has edge. You know, we've had that many times. Um, like I'm worried for Eternals, which I hear has not been getting great reviews. Um, which surprisingly, because all the Marvel movies are usually, are praised quite well, and I'm usually in the minority of Marvel. Because I didn't love Shang-Chi. I didn't love Shang-Chi as much. I thought it was Marvel's most inconsistent movie, and I thought Black Widow was very unnecessary. Um, but um, but I'm just kind of burnt out on superheroes as of late, and Morbius looks to be uh, just looks like another standard superhero film. I will say that I kind of dig the horror-ish elements that they have in it. It seems interesting in that regard. Some of the visual slash possibly practical effects look good. Um, Jared Leto is also a good actor. I know that some people always harp on him for the Joker role for some reason. If you get past that and you see the other roles that he's done, like Dallas Buyers Club, he can really do some good stuff. And he looks promising in House of Gucci, which I'll be honest with you, I don't think I'm probably going to see that movie just because it looks mostly bland to me. I just don't see anything that appealing to it. Besides, like I said, Jared Leto. Um, but the Morbius trailer seemed okay, and I still don't understand the debate that's going on with like where does Morbius fit. I mean, I think it's pretty clear that it's in the MCU, but not in the fashions like Spider-Man, No Way Home, where it's like so ingrained in the MCU. You have Doctor Strange popping up. It's subtly in the MCU. You know, we have Michael Keaton as Vulture. There's your connection. And I think that this whole multiverse thing that they're doing with the MCU, particularly with the Spider-Man part of it, um, I know there's a lot of like questions as to what's going to happen. I mean, we'll know in a month's time, but I think that what will happen personally is that I just see that these universes just are just one universe now, because I don't think Sony is gonna just jump ship or just leave this sweet deal behind. I think that they're gonna renegotiate. I think we will get a Spider-Man 4 in the MCU with Tom Holland, and Sony will build their universe over here. They'll have Tom Holland pop up, and it's all under the same franchise, because the Sony universe, as it stands right now, spoilers for Venom 2, um, uh, it's a part of the MCU now. So I think that's how it's going to be moving forward, because there's no reason to just split them off, you know, especially now that there's a connection. So with the Venom 2 post-credit scene, I think it's pretty clear. Just to be clear, I didn't see Venom 2, but I saw the post-credit scene online, so I know what happened. Um, I didn't really care to see Venom 2. I heard it was just okay, but I saw the post-credit scene, so I know what happened. Um, but but yeah, I think it's gonna be all one universe. I don't think that they're gonna just split it off again. I think that they're all here to stay together now, and that's how it's gonna be moving forward for the for both Sony and Marvel. So I do think they're gonna renegotiate. Um, but the Morbius trailer, I mean, again, I'm just not that excited. Not just because it's within a genre that I think is just getting tiresome for me personally, but I just think that in general it just doesn't look that interesting. It looks pretty mediocre. I think that's the best way I can describe it. It doesn't look like it's doing anything significantly different. Um, it looks like it's something very familiar, and I've been getting that a lot with the superhero genre lately. Um, so I don't know. I'm not really that interested. I might go see it. I may not, depending on reviews. But yeah, I don't know. It looks okay. It looks okay to me. So, um, let's talk about Ice Cube for a minute. The whole Ice Cube situation that happened. Well, not that. I make it like it was a big dramatic thing. Small thing, but I just want to like address it. Ice Cube, I guess, left a movie due to, I'm looking for my water, due to a vaccine requirements, because obviously nowadays when you go onto a movie set, there's more than likely vaccine requirements. It's been like debates whether or not that was a good decision, and just in general with actors leaving because of vaccine mandates. Um, it was also reportedly a $9 million payday that he had left, which that's pretty big. Um, I'm gonna say this. I'm not gonna say what my personal belief on vaccines are, because that is, you know, that's a very sticky subject, and I'm not gonna step into it, at least publicly speaking. Um, but I will echo what some other people have been saying, which is that I think that Ice Cube's decision is like nothing to really be concerned about. It's his body, it's his choice. He can do whatever he wants, and if he wishes to leave a set, then that's it, you know? And the set also has their choices to make as well. If they want to have vaccine mandates, that's what's going to happen. If they don't, then they don't. I think it's totally fair what Ice Cube did, and you know, if he feels that that's the best thing to do, then there you go. He's a very successful person in general, so I don't think that leaving that amount of money behind, even though it was a lot of money, I don't think it's going to hurt him. So I don't know. I think it was a fine decision. I saw some people online who were just like, oh, well, he was supporting all these other medications and all these other things, So why would he not get vaccinated? Well, remember, it's a case-by-case basis when it comes to the vaccine. Everybody has a different reaction to it. Everyone also has a different belief towards it. I'm not going to say what mine is because I'm not going to get into that whole debate. Um, but um, but it's a case by case basis. Everyone has their own reasons for why they're taking the vaccine and why they choose not to take the vaccine. And all we should do is respect those choices. I don't think that we should be forcing people to do one thing. I think that we should be giving everybody the decision, or giving them the choice to make, and you know they shouldn't feel that excluded. That's what I mean. And Ice Cube here is made that decision himself, and it sounds like everything went fine. Nobody was I don't know. Nobody seemed like the nobody seemed what am I trying to say here? There was no dirt. Nobody came out and said anything poorly about this, or Ice Cube, or anybody felt like they were treated badly. This seemed like it was a pretty fairly handled decision. So uh, so yeah, it's his body, his choice. It's your body, your choice, and you just whatever you think is more comfortable for you and more safe for you, I would say go for it. And I don't think that anybody should tell you otherwise. They should just respect your decisions. So yeah. Star Wars. Let's talk about Star Wars. The Book of Boba Fett. This is a limited series, right? I believe it's a limited series. It's a spin-off of The Mandalorian, which I will say this. I am not the biggest Mandalorian fan. I don't think that as a show it's that great. I think that narratively speaking, it's interesting and it's fun. But I do think it's a little hollow in terms of its engagement. Um, but there is some entertainment value to be had with The Mandalorian. Well, they put out their trailer for the Book of Boba Fett, and it looks okay. I think that someone said, like, I think it was John Campia. I think he said like it looked like he said there was like Godfather vibes with it. I don't see that, but I can kind of see where he's coming from. Um, it looks okay. I don't mind if it's more, how should I say it? Like if it's less action and more uh, conversations. I don't mind if that's the case for the Star Wars series. Um, but it doesn't look like I don't know. I just feel like there's something missing. At least based off the trailer, it seemed like there was something that was missing, tonally speaking, that the Mandalorian had. Even though, like I said, I didn't love the Mandalorian, I still think that there was some fun and engagement that did keep me wanting to watch each episode. Um, but even though that uh, I do believe that it is hollow in certain places. Um, I think the Book of Boba Fett just feels, I don't know, just feels too standard to me. Like I wanted this to feel very different and unique from the Mandalorian, but it just feels like a subplot to the Mandalorian. I want this to feel like a very different show, but it just feels like the Mandalorian, except it's now Boba Fett. So comes out in December, I think. So we'll see. I mean, we got some Disney Plus shows coming out in general. We've got what is it? We've got Hawkeye later this month. We'll see how that goes. And then we got the Book of Boba Fett in December. Um, so I mean, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I'm not really that excited for the Book of Boba Fett. It just doesn't look that it just doesn't look that investing, at least based on the trailer. But we'll see what happens. Maybe things will change. So last thing for today we're gonna talk about is Nolan. He has a new movie coming out that he's working on. Oppenheimer. I think that's how you say the name of the guy. Uh, we talked about it a little bit on this channel. We talked about the Universal deal that went down, and then Cillian Murphy got cast as the lead, and then Emily Blunt got casted, and now we have two more. Surprisingly, these names: Matt Damon, who worked with Nolan on Interstellar, and Robert Downey Jr. Very interesting. Um, Downey Jr.'s last movie was Dolittle, which did very little at the box office, and was just not good. It was probably, I think it was one of the worst movies I saw in 2020, if I'm not mistaken. I think it was on my worst of list. Um, so Downey personally, like, really needs to expand his career because really his career is Iron Man. That's really all you know of him is his Iron Man. Yes, there's some movies that he did back in the day, I'm trying to remember that name. Oh my gosh, what's it called? That one he did with Val Kilmer. What's it called? I have it in my head. What's it called? Kiss Kiss Bang Bang. Like he did that one, and he also did Zodiac, but he didn't do anything else beyond that. He tried to do something with The Judge. I heard that one flopped pretty hard, and it was an okay movie. Um, so really, his career for the last like 10 years has been nothing but Iron Man. He really needs to expand his career. So I'm really happy that he's working with Nolan now on Oppenheimer. Um, Not sure what his role is going to be, but it's great to see him branching out of Iron Man and getting some legit work outside of it. Now he's working with Christopher Nolan, one of the most in-demand directors working today, and one of the best directors working today. I didn't love Tenet, but I really love Dunkirk, and I'm very much looking forward to Oppenheimer. I'm hoping that he you know that he doesn't make the same mistakes that he did in Tenet. So um, Matt Damon, I always enjoy. I mean, he's a tolerable actor. I mean, I wouldn't say that he's a great actor, but when he's on screen, I get a kick out of it. Um, I don't really, I'm not like wowed by it, but he's good when he's there. I haven't seen Stillwater yet, but I heard he was fair in it. Um, so yeah, I'm digging the cast so far. I like that Emily Blunt's gonna be in this. I really enjoy Emily Blunt as a performer. Dig her in A Quiet Place movies. I liked her as Mary Poppins. Liked her in Edge of Tomorrow. So she's got some good range as a performer. And Cillian Murphy is also pretty solid. I enjoyed him this year in A Quiet Place Part 2. Um, so yeah, the cast is pretty interesting. I'm just surprised to hear Downey Jr. a part of this. Not so surprised with Matt Damon, but a little surprised with Downey Jr. being a part of it. Um, so yeah, I mean, I'm hoping that it's not. I'm hoping that it's more in line with something like Dunkirk, where it's a lot more subtle and a lot more uh, uh, tonally driven. Um, but we'll see what happens. I just hope it's not. I hope it's not. I hope it doesn't go make itself overly complicated like Tenet did. And just go back to Nolan's prime. To me, where Nolan's strengths truly lie, which is in subtlety. Um, so um, I think Dunkirk is his best work. In terms of directorial work, I think that Dunkirk is his best work, and because of the subtleties that he presents in that movie. So uh, that's pretty much it for today. That's pretty much all the topics that I care to talk about. um, Tomorrow we'll talk about the Helena situation, the whole Alec Baldwin situation. If I messed up her name, I apologize. I think it's Helena. I believe that's how you say her name. So hope you guys enjoyed this video. You guys let me know your thoughts on all these topics here. We talked about Garfield, the Morbius trailer, Ice Cube, the Book of Boba Fett, and Nolan's next movie. You guys let me know all your thoughts. You guys let me know your thoughts on all these topics in the comment section below. I'm really tired. I'm also a little lightheaded, so I'm gonna go get something to eat right now. But yeah, that's pretty much it for this video. I will also be seeing Eternals this weekend, so we'll see how that goes. I'll try to also catch Spencer too. I'm really looking forward to Spencer. That looks really good. Um, so that's pretty much it for this video, guys. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and until next time, guys. See ya. Don't know if that's a good outro. Still working on it. But anyways, guys, I'll catch you guys next time.